We are back. We are back. And we are working on our homework stream today. Or, well, rather, we're working on the Creator's Dashboard. Welcome. For those who don't know what the Creator's Dashboard is, or Creator's Creation, Creator's Dashboard, that might be a better name. Creator's Creation is me working on my D&D book as I go for, I don't know, an hour or two. I'm going to be doing one of these each day. Starting in January, officially on the new year, our goal is to publish the History Through the Ages book, which is going to be my own D&D book. We're going to try and finish this book by the end of 2021, and so we're going to be doing a lot of streams with it. Today, I am just going to do something, 'cause I just realized there was a war that we missed in the Darkened Age that we haven't typed in. So something I'm going to put down there is it is going to go in there. We're going to say, I don't know what year we're going to do it. I'm going to say 450 to 247 was the God War, just because I think that fits better, that the entire age would be what eventually culminates in it. And I don't know what we're gonna call this war yet. Name, oops. Name awaiting. I'm kind of tempted to call it the War of of Darkness, but I feel like that's too edgy and kind of pulls away from what I really want. But this will be definitely one of those wars where it's gonna be something that goes on, and I think the whole story to this is that right after the Written Age and the birth of writing is going to be what causes it. So one of the reasons this age would cause a major god war and a crisis in the divine pantheons of the age was due to the previous age's expansion of writing and divine rule, where nobles and merchants alike saw themselves as gods, or as born to divine right of rule, thus moving away from age of God, or of age of religious worship, and more toward the age of well, I'm more toward the belief in nobility above all. With the increase in popularity up until this point for writing, much of the world would begin to see less interest in religion and more toward science, which would lead toward many gods losing divinity and a second god war to be created. This war was purely on the idea that those who wanted to keep divinity must destroy others and take their position. So something else we're going to be working on today. So we're going to be working on the timeline. One of the things I've been wanting to work on, and one of the things that my players have been asking like a massive amount of questions on, is how do the gods themselves work? Where in the whole process are the gods explained, and how do they get their tiers? So I think that the best way to do this is going to be in here. So the only god that's listed for the Beyond is Theeth currently. Theeth is the only god known to the world that is beyond what is any comprehension. So the definition here of the god of the Beyond are gods who are beyond any understanding of divine right. They are the weavers and creators of all that we know throughout the universe. Gods who do not rely on divinity and worship, but rather hold those underneath them, or no, rather exist as pure positions of power and influence. The idea that the god of light, time, darkness, gravity, and pure. No, I don't think creation would be work. Oh, and I'm gonna say cataclysm are inevitable to all that is. So we have Thief. He's going to be the god of time. He is the creator of time itself, one of the top gods. Um, I don't have a name for the others, to be honest, yet. That's something I will have to think of as time goes on. How to obtain. It is not known to any being, mortal or otherwise, how these creatures came to be. Just that they are and cannot be destroyed. Yeah. All right. So the old gods. The old gods are the primordials. Um, primordials. We're gonna put. It's going to be and Alenta are the only two known old gods. I would say in this case, because I would say high gods would definitely be like. Cause so here's my thinking here, right? The High King or Stone, uh, the Corrupt, High King. Because these are gods that were, in a sense, created by other gods. Um, are typically going to be what I would call a high god. It's someone who was created by an old god. So them, um, I say Calthun, the Destroyer definitely would be Calthun, the Destroyer. And then, oh god, I can never remember their names. And Tanaruk, the creator. Tanaruk. And then I'll say the Lady of Time would also be the Lady of Time. And then I'll say that the full gods would definitely be like pretty much everyone else. These are gods that are of rank. Because I don't know, I think I need to change my terminology for them. Or maybe not. Maybe I am right in that idea. Maybe we will put as this because of the fact that these are going to be gods that. So the definition of an old god is a god that doesn't have to rely on divinity anymore, I think. A god who no longer relies on divinity but can still be killed. I think that's going to be like the biggest difference between, like, say, an old god and the beyond. The beyond are gods who don't need divinity, but the old gods don't. Oh, while they don't need it, they can be killed. You just can't kill a beyond. They are something, a sense of nature. So they are nature itself, in my opinion. Okay, so a god who no longer relies on divinity but can still be killed. How to obtain? Um, by creating a pantheon with enough full or enough high gods serving you, one can accomplish old god position. Secondly, is killing an old god and assuming their position. However, this way is not looked upon easily, for mortals who attempt this can be overwhelmed by the power that comes from it and theoretically explode. um, I think that works. Okay. All right. So I definitely like that. Um, let's go for high gods. I would say high gods are people who are given their position and have servants. So let's go with that. Given the, or how to obtain it would be, huh? By being given this position by an old god and having enough full gods serving under your own pantheon. Typically, the pantheon a high god creates falls under the old god they serve. However, there can be multiple high gods of the same pantheon, or same divinity, but of different pantheons. A god who rules over an entire divinity and source of power. All right, full gods. My god is only a god, is a god only a step under the or up from the demi. They have been accepted into the power pyramid fully and now serve as a leader. Definition: a god who serves a lower role within a high god's divinity. For example, a god or a high god of wrath and rage will have a full god who serves them and represents battle or uh, bloodthirst. Given this position by a high god to represent a role within their pantheon, a sub-role. That has enough followers to validate the creation of this specific role. All right, and then we've got these others. Okay, so we now finally have a way of explaining each of the godlike positions, and I think this is a good way to talk about it. We can list all the high gods in here, but these are the main ones for right now that we've done for the old gods. Thief, the god of time, I think is a good one. I'll come up with other names for other gods. I think I'm still tempted. So what I think I'm going to do, because this is one I've been talking about doing for a while, is someone asked me, well, okay, Saphira is the queen of dragons. Where did Saphira come from? And I never really talk about um, where Saphira comes from. And I've always wanted to do a draconic god, if you will. But for me, one of the biggest or the most difficult things to like explain are or come up with are god names for the gods themselves. So I think we'll work on this. Um, and the way I typically go in is I do English to Latin translations, and I do um plays on their names. So, like for example, Thief, I can't remember where he came from, but it was just a random name one day. So we need Light. Oh, let's see. I know what Light is. It's oh shoot, Lux. Lux is a really well-known name. Lumen. Uh, Lumia. I like Litzum. Litzia. 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 God of Light. And we'll probably go more into them later when we're working on stuff, because they're not going to be gods that can be um, really worshipped. Darkness. Tenebris, Tenebrae, Collegio, Obscurum. Tene Subet. Tensub. Tensub? Tensub, I like that. Tensub. God of Darkness. Alright. We need gravity. Gravitas, yeah. Pondus. Gra Gravum. No, Gravide. Gravide. What are the ones I got? Severtas. Severity. I do kind of like that. Severta. Severta. God of Gravity. And then Cataclysm. That's our last one. This one is going to be the interesting one. And the reason why I didn't do Death, and I know a lot of people think about that, is because of the fact that it just doesn't fit. Clism. No, because that just sounds... Kidliz. Kidliz. I like that. Kidliz. God of Cataclysm. I think these will be fun ones, but we're not going to go into them too much. I just wanted to get them down and get some ideas for them, because I think it definitely helps with the story and how things are kind of created. Yeah, okay. Alrighty, and we'll list this stuff later, but since there's so many gods in here, a lot of this is going to be kind of a pain in the ass to work on. So I don't think we need to, but now I finally have an explanation on where the gods came from. Or what the gods are and their tiers. So let's go up here. We're at 48 pages. That's not bad, actually. Let's refresh this. Give it a minute. It always takes a second to load. All right, perfect. And then we've got the pages are updated. Now these will get filled out more and more as time goes on, but for right now that works. And we're not going to put them in the timeline because it just doesn't fit. So for right now, what we were working on was royalty. What's going on? I just got pinged. Steam account acquired. Not only now, if only I could get internet at home to actually play games. Yep, I feel that. Okay. So for the snow dwarves, we do know that they existed in here. We're actually going to go down the list here. I think this will be interesting. we're going to start working on the ones we've already created, and instead of going through history and just work on what we have. So for the dragons, we know that Saphira would continue to rule over them. The question is, and this is where the Six Sigma dragons. I wouldn't call the Six Sigma actual rulers. So Saphira will continue to rule almost the entire time. She is the first Draconic God. We actually have to come up with an origin for her later. But for right now, I think that that'll be a big thing, is that no matter what, she's going to basically exist throughout the entirety of, even up to this current day, she still rules over the dragons. However, there's going to be a bit more of a thing. Now, this is something we're going to actually have to do, is we're going to have to bring her down, because you no longer rule here, and that's a big thing. We need to go to the Tieflings. The first thing I am going to do, though, because, I always forget to do this in my Excel sheets, is I'm going to go down A, and then there's a way to do this. We format, no, is it this one? No. View, there it is. View, freeze, one column. There we go. So now when we go over here, we have this. So we want to go down to 22. And I want to work on the Tieflings today. This is going to be my current one I've been dying to work on. I think it'll be fun to work with. Also, we need to update this, that Tikva now rules over the founding house. Tikva Silver Song. And then we'll just put 14 AS. Because we're gonna do it that Zaya didn't rule for more than a year. Here, let's just go down one, 2, 14 AS. I'm not gonna put her death down to how she died because it doesn't matter. That's already in the story. Tikva is now to the current ruler. And our current storyline will be going on for a while. By the end of the campaign with Rejected Potential, my goal is to actually be at 26 AS. Currently, we're in the year 14. We haven't advanced past that, so. But yes, we're going to work today on the Tieflings. Because I've been really wanting to, and I think they're a race that, to me, although they're not one of the races I have the most well out, I have done a lot of the lore for them compared to, like, as far as my Silencia races go. So, we know that the first king of the Tieflings is Calfell. He was the first ever king of the Tieflings, and he comes up in the Age of Chaos. Now, the Tieflings get created in the Age of Chaos, if I remember right. And he is their first ruler overall. Now, Calfell had a different name, which I don't seem to have anywhere. I thought I did. Oh. Alright, well, that's fine. Okay. I'm just looking through to see. I thought I had Calfell's actual name in here somewhere, but I guess I don't. Let me turn on the lights. It's a little dark in here. So yes, today we're gonna do this. Okay. All right, let's continue. They would okay. Mating, high elves, and genocide would allow them to. Yeah. So we're going to go in here and we'll put Calfell down because I can't remember what I put his real name. I have it in one of my notes. I just can't remember. And oops, Calfell, and he is known as the ruler in. Is it the Age of Chaos? Yeah. Oh. We'll just put time down because we don't have an actual time for him. But by the end of the Age of Chaos, we do have some rulers listed in here. We have during 499 to 4940. So let's find that. 499 would be in here. So in the Warring Age, we would have um, Blenton the Bloody, yes, of House Silversong. He would be the leader at this time. He'd be the king at this time. So, all right, we want him in here. And tieflings aren't known to, what? How long is a tiefling's lifespan? Let's see. Oh wait, I bred it in there. Thanks. I can actually go in there. Let's go into the tiefling. I have it written down here under their age. About 200 years old on noble house, although some tieflings have been known to gain a lighter form of immortality in which they had cast light. Yes. So I'm gonna say that Blenton the Bloodied. Um, and we'll do Silver Song. And we're gonna say that he ruled from 4,500 because I would assume that he would probably be to the end of the, or he would rule from the beginning to the end of the, or the middle to the end of the war rather than taking it on from the very beginning. And so, oh, it's actually only 40 years. So, okay, that actually makes this easy. 499 to 4940. So we'll say that he started his rule in the year 5000 and ruled till, let's say 4800. All right. And one of the things we will do is we are going to auto column with a lot of this stuff as we're working. Um, there is a way to do that. I just gotta remember how to do it. Edit. No, it's data. Here we go. I think. Not clear, not validate. I want the thing to auto adjust. There's a way to do it in here. Vertical align, text wrap. I mean, we can text wrap, but that's not what I'm thinking here. No. Resize column. Fit to data. There we go. Actually, in fact, I'm going to do that with the entire thing. That's how we're going to do it. Yes. Oh, we can't resize all of them. That's fine. We'll do it as we go. So, Blenton the Bloodied would rule during this time. We've got that down. So, we'll put that under their nobles. We'll put his name down under that. We're not going to do every, what do you call it? Every or lord or house and stuff like that for this, because I want to make things more interesting. Okay, Control C, Control V. Are you serious? Paste. There we go. But it'll make things interesting. All right, Cal fell, and then we'll just put time here for right now. We'll do like some houses and such as we see like that there's a point. But let's do that as Arial and one. Thank you. So we need a ruler. We need a few rulers in here that we need to talk about. Now we have a couple of houses that we are working on. Um, I'm just looking to see if there's any comments on any other rulers, which I'm not seeing right now, so we're good. No demons, dragons. Okay. 7 warring clans would start with. Okay. Each have a story behind their founding, and each play a large part in the politics of the race. However, it would be the Silver Songs who originated as strongest conquerors. They declare for the god Calfell the Risen in exchange for his blessing. So we're gonna say that he ruled during this time, and then at the end of the war, or at the end of the Age of Chaos, we're gonna say Call Silver Song would be the first mortal king. First mortal king. And then during, let's say, the Age of Chaos, I think is when we introduce some of the other ones. So I'm thinking Genius Clexi. Okay. From the Silver Songs at the time. Okay, yeah. Again, just trying to do it. Okay. They would declare for the god, and thus would use winged armor, and have they gained and destroyed genocide the other houses until only they remained. Would be take the lands and break into the seven territories ran by less. These clans would serve directly under the one. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say Caraxi would serve um at during the Age of Chaos. Is what I'm gonna say. And we're gonna say just X, or because we're not gonna know what time she started, but we're gonna say X to um 7,000. Oops. Oh, I turned off my number lock. 7,000 BS. Okay. And again, as we're going through this, we're gonna continue to resize all columns to fit to data. Okay. Let's continue on with what we're doing. So she's gonna rule during that time. We are gonna grab her real quick because she is needed to be noted up here. Um, so she will rule here. Again, we're gonna have a couple of years in between where we're gonna be working on people. Um, and then we had, oops, not that. More characters listed in here. From the Silver Songs of, okay, would take lands and break them. Yeah, Caraxi would decide to declare crowning of emperor that was not his own blood. Between the Tieflings of the United Clan and would see Silver Clan, they would realize that puppet throne. Clan Golmort was formed as a bastard Caraxi, some say. Others say that the original of Clan Silversong was actually the lover of Caraxi. Whatever the case may be, it would be born the first Emperor Golmdor. Alright, alright, we are gonna put Golmdor down here. And we'll be doing these here in a minute. So, Golmdor of Clan Golmdor Blug. So he's going to be, I think, the first king. Because I would say Caraxi, the Bloodwing, isn't really a king. He is a character that just generally took power and people recognized him as such. Golmdor of Golmdor Blug. Golmdor of Golmdor of I'm just gonna put of house because he doesn't have a title. And we're gonna say he ruled from 7,000. Oops, again I hit the numlock. 7,000 BS to, let's say, we'll give him the legitimate doubt that he probably ruled till 6,000, let's say 500. He had a long lifespan. He was a blood mage. We'll give him some history later. Resize column, fit to data. Thank you. And we're gonna put him down as a clan leader. Now there are gonna be time slots where there's no non-known record, and the reason I'm gonna do this is to allow for people to have some room to write and have some fun with it. So like I'm not gonna fill out much more than that. I'm just doing the notable rulers of that time period, so that way people see that. And the ruling emperor clan is still, yeah. The risen being of clan Selvensung, yeah, that's fine. That is great. Okay, and then would lead the empire to a golden age until his death. And then Blenton the Golden Crown would rule after Blenton the Bloodied. So Alt Enter. And we'll say 4,800 to 4,750. So 50 years of peace. I think that's pretty fair. Overall. Again, these are going to be notable rulers from each era. I'm not going to do a massive walkthrough. And that's one of the things I'll make a note here. Nobility. Here we shall and list notable rulers from each time period. This will also give us an excuse to expand out the book a little bit more. So those are the known ones for that. Let's resize you again. So that way you fit to data. Thank you. All right. So we have a few other clans that we need to work on. And I think that we should go ahead and do that. So one of the things I'm going to talk about is I'm going to go in here to look at some of the rulers. I think that the Silent Song would be a fun one for the Silent Age. So we're going to call this one Silum, um, the Silent Song. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and resize that column, fit to data, please, as always. And we're gonna say he ruled from 2730 to 2600. That's 130 years. I think that's pretty impressive for him. Gives us an easy way of doing this. All right, and we're gonna get him down here, get him in the listing. Okay, we're gonna put him there, and we want one for each notable era. So we need one for the Age of the White Dove. I'm gonna say, let's let's look at the other houses that were listed here. Goldweaver. All right. What's a good Tiefling name? Let's see. What we got? Let's do a queen. Flawed loyal. What? Misloth. I like Misloth. Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that. Misloth. The Calm. Gold Weaver. And that will be a good one for there. Resize column, fit to data. We're going to have to expand it here and again anyways. And we'll say 450. Yo, are we creating the creator's creation? We are currently working on some the lore for the Tieflings, getting all their kings and queens done up, just for something to do, because I'm going to start doing this. That's my kind of New Year's resolution, is to get this book done by the end of 2021. So I'm going to be doing a normal stream, gaming stream, which I would have been doing today, but CK3 gave me a headache, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. And then I'm going to be doing creators creation at the end of the day, each day, for about an hour is my goal. So I'll be doing like starting at 6 o'clock to like 7 my time, PST, and just doing a quick run through, just because it kind of forces me to write. We'll say that she ruled till 4,000. 50 years ain't bad for a queen. All right. But yeah, so that is what we are doing today. And I'm just going to put queen just so I remember, because that name is a little bit genderfied, I guess, would be easy to mix up. Yeah, okay, so to explain what happened, I was playing that, the Reconquista achievement, right? The one I've been doing every Monday. And we got the entire of Hispania. I didn't realize I needed, fuck, it's a French territory. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I cannot remember. I was so pissed earlier about this. Anyways, I didn't realize that I had all of Hispania, had converted it to the culture, all the yada yada. And because I saw that, maybe a lot of people had mentioned the achievement only popped on 1.03, I backdropped my entire game or to this version, and then I would find out later I needed this one French duchy. And problem is, I couldn't take the game forward because now it's considered invalid for achievements. So basically, 10 hours of gameplay out the window. So, I'm done for today on playing CK3. I'm still mad about it. Let's go ahead and continue to resize this column to fit to data. Thank you. So we have the Wintered Age. I want a king, or I want a ruler who does not exist anymore. So I'm going to say, yeah, that sounds rough. It is. I'm going to be doing a different achievement next week. So it's not a big issue, but it's just like, ugh, I'm annoyed. Um, let's see. Let's do a mare mill name. Roulette. I like that. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go with literally reverence the peasant king. The peasant king. And that will give us a nice little interesting story to work off of him. And we're gonna say he ruled from 3900 to 3550. So he's gonna get a really long lifespan for this guy. Fit to data. There we go. And let me also mark down how long did I say tieflings lived? Up to 200 years was normal, and then they have a chance of immortality. So, okay. Uh, lifespan is 50 or is yeah, 50 to 200. But immortal option. And remember, the reason why we're doing this is just again so that way when we go into the actual writing of the stories and stuff like that, we have a fun like timeline already created. And for me, the way I write, at least, I like having kind of a general idea of names and such that I can associate things with. So that's why I'm actually doing this, is because I think it makes it more interesting to add stories later on that we can create in the lore. So like today we're working specifically on tieflings, and I should actually edit that in the stream. Let me edit the name. Here. Actually, we'll do this the traditional way. Here. Since this is the series name, let's do that, and then tiefling workup. So, because today we're specifically just working on the tiefling stuff. Alright. During the Broken Age. Let's think. What's a good one? Let's say we have the Macebreaker house that we haven't done anything with yet. But we also haven't done another member of Golmdor Blug. So I'm gonna do Blug. Let's see. The bald or the bald, or no, the hornless. I like that more. Hornless. Uh, of Golm Dor Blug. All right, and then we'll say he ruled from 32 or 3200 to, let's say, 3188. 2 years. I think that'll make a fun story. People are gonna wonder what the hell's going on. And again, we're not gonna do anything that like is perfect. I don't want the ages to have like every single king, queen, and ruler. I think that takes away from the D&D story and gives people like something to fill in for themselves. So we're just gonna do notable stuff for this only. Okay. Let's continue down the line. So we've got the Age of Song. Let's see. I think another extinct house would be good for this. We're gonna say we're gonna do Zaya Zaya the First, yeah. The Golden, and she's gonna be of House Golden Song. I think that kind of gives an interesting story to that. We'll mess with later. And we'll say she ruled for the end of the period, so 2200 to about 2039, let's say. Oops. All right, that's a pretty good lifespan, I think. But yes, CK3, I've been having fun. I also did a bunch of recording today for the entirety of the what do you call it? CK3 Reformation or Rome achievement I'm going for, which I'm starting to find out may not actually be possible in the current run I'm doing, which is fine. You know, it just makes things more interesting. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we do actually have a character from the last flame. That we need to go into. The last flame was lost to the great emperors of the Tiefling. Now he would start. Okay. The last 1801, which last great flame would be die. Thus ended the Tabaxi War in the Tiefling lands. The new emperor. It would be during this time that the dragons also hunted to an extreme. Okay. So we need the last flame. What are the song magics that I put? I don't know why, but I think Ember Blood is a good name for the house. So we're gonna call him. What's a word? What's flame in Latin? It's flamma. No, ignis. I think Nis would be the good name for this. Nis, the last flame of House Ember. Or what did I saw? Oh, I just had it. I said Ember. No, it wasn't Ember Blood. It was. I'll go with Blood Ember. Damn it, this is why I am terrible at these things. Alright, and he is going to rule from 2000 to 1801. Oops. And if you have a character name or you have a character that you've played in a D&D campaign and you're like, hey, you should add him, I think this would be fun, send it my way. I will check it out and I will definitely add it. I'm also doing that for donations and subscriptions. If you want to name a town or a place on the map, that will be how you do it. Is do that. I am selling out somewhat. All right. A new light. I don't think we have anything listed here. Of continued conquest. Okay. Actually, I think this would be. I'm gonna say Golmdor Blug would come to a position again, and we're actually gonna name this guy Dor this time. We're gonna call him Dor the Red Lightning. Don't know why, that just sounds good. Of House Golmdor Blug. Alright, and they will rule Doorknob. Basically, yeah. You know what? I like that. Never mind. The Nobby. Thank you. That gave me a great idea. We'll say 1801 to let's say 1672. And when they ask why he's called the Nobby, be like, if you were there, you know. If you weren't, that's unfortunate. All right. During the Written Age, let's see. What do we got? Mortis. I think the first member of House Clan Mortis would rise here. The Learned. That's his name. Just the Learned. Of Clan Mortis. And then we'll say he ruled from 900 to 865. 862. That just works better. Alright. And then let's continue on. Alright. This has been a productive day. I mean, I've gotten a lot. If you give me names, I can make jokes of it. I can do this all day. That's fair. I think the Age of Tears. We do need a Golmdor Blug member. I just need a good name for him, and I thought I gave him a name, but I'm gonna say Selmir. I like that name. All right, Selmir the Old. And then that would be of Clan Golmdor Lug. And then he would rule from 50 BS to 13 AS. Alright. And he will be the king that they met, that they never got the name of. We're also, because I've got to do a nod to this, Gaul, the Gaul, of House Golm Dor Blug, and we'll say he ruled from 432 to 256. All right, let's get them in there. Boop. And then let's extend that out a little bit. Resize fit to data always. Thank you. And we're going to make sure to get him in here as well. All right. This is going to give us a lot of fun characters to mess with later. And then the Age of Stone. I think Dwarfbane will be a fun one to run. Let's see what else we got. Our Rix. I like our Rixie. Rixie. Is the house named Dwarf? Yeah, it's North. Beard Cutter. House Dwarfbane. I think that's a good one. And then we'll say they ruled from 190 to 88. And then we'll make sure to put that as BS. There we go. All right. And then he goes there. Perfect. It is official. We now have all of the ruling members that we're going to really care about for the Tieflings, I think. And then let's never forget the current Tieflings. Zaya, the Singing Queen, who founded House Ravensong and then died, and then Tikva, who is currently the queen with her consort. Alright, we're getting there. I'm liking this because it does create a lot of lore and makes the storytelling a lot more fun for me. I think we'll start working on each race individually. So this week, I think we'll start working on the cities and town, or basically the Tieflings exclusively, and we'll do cities and towns, the events for their species, all of the wars they've been in, and then that'll be basically what we work on for them. I think that'll be a good way to spend each week, is we'll specify for one race. So I think that's good. That's gonna be my main stream for today, guys. As far as it goes, I don't have anything else we're gonna be working on. So thank you all for watching this simple and yet quiet stream for today. And we will see you. I will see you guys tomorrow. We will be playing Dream Daddy. Make sure to show up. That's one of our bigger streams, and we're getting the voice actors back in town. So we'll be doing a Dream Daddy stream tomorrow, and then of course more of the creator's creation. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.